Ah, so here it is. Diddling Manor, my new office. What a sight. I think after my last job, being a tour guide is going to go much smoother. Ah, that must be the manager. Hi, I'm here for my first day.
No, you're late by my watch. Guests are already starting to come in. Now, it says here that you've got no tour guide experience and you know nothing about diddling.
That's right.
Great, well, you're already better qualified than the last chap. You are now an employee of the Historical Preservation Trust. Here's a guidebook, this'll be your friend. The tea room and the shop are behind you, house and gardens behind me. Show people a good time and don't destroy the house.
Got it. Sounds easy, actually.
Just one other piece of housekeeping. The last two guides we had, they never came out of the house. They're still missing, presumed dead. So it would be smashing if you could find out what happened to them. You know, inform next of kin, that sort of thing.
OK, find 2 dead people. All right, I'll be cracking on then. Let's see now. Welcome to Diddling Manor, in the picturesque town of Diddling, Somerset. Diddling Manor is the historic country home of the Seymour family, the most famous members being the last occupants, John James Dudley Seymour, the 15th Earl of Diddling, and his wife the Countess, Mary Elizabeth Seymour. They inherited the estate in 1831 and were popular and active members of the community, living a grand and lavish lifestyle together until 1861. During that year, they both disappeared without a trace, never to be seen again. Popular folklore claims Lord Seymour had a tawdry affair with a maid in his employ and was driven to madness when it became public knowledge, eventually murdering both the maid and the Countess before fleeing for his life. The great manor they called home was abandoned and fell into disrepair for many years, before the government gave it to the Historical Preservation Trust in 1954 to restore it to its former glory. Today's Diddling is a lavish and thought-provoking monument to the Seymours' time there, although much of their story remains shrouded in mystery, even today. Yeah, she looks lost in the universe of that book she's reading. Her Last Promise, it says.
Yes.
Hello, madam. Enjoying your coffee?
Yes, thank you.
Good to hear. Well, remember, I am at your disposal, Miss...
Penelope.
What's that book you're reading?
It's called Her Last Promise. Such a tragic heroine, betrayed by the man she loved when she'd promised him everything. It reminds me of Lady Seymour and that bastard Lord Seymour.
Yeah, I haven't really made my mind up about Lord Seymour yet. Did he murder her? Was he just misunderstood? Not sure, really.
Well, more fool you then.
I fancy a read of that book. Are you done with it yet?
No, it's just getting interesting.
Why don't you go and visit the house? Yeah, it's much more exciting than the tea room.
Have you seen how much tickets are? Extortionate, I tell you. I'm a student at the university. All my money goes on beans and super noodles.
And overpriced lattes, apparently. I'll leave you to your reading. Hi, it's me.
We can see that.
There's a lovely young woman in the tea room with no access to a house ticket. Maybe do the new guy a favour here?
Sorry, I've got no more tickets to give you. We sold all our allocation for today to the guests inside.
I'll get back to my guide work.
And don't go missing on me. 2 dead guides is enough.
Presumed dead.
Right, silly me.
It's on the small side, but I still think it's beyond my physical means to move it. Morning, sir. I assume you're in quite awe of the house and its majesty?
Yeah, nah, not really. I've got the season passes in the divorce, so I'm basically just killing time. I'm Kev. This is my daughter Chelsea. Don't even think about it.
Believe me, Kevin, I wasn't even thinking about them. Her. Any particular parts of the house interesting you?
Yeah, a lot of stuff that got shot and all the big things.
Ah, we all love the big things, sir.
Yeah, those urns remind me of Atlas stones, innit?
Right, from the World's Strongest Man competition, presumably.
Nah, Dagenham strongest man. I was a runner-up 3 years ago, then I had to retire.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, done the Achilles on my back, innit? It was a good run while it lasted.
So, Chelsea, she's a fine young woman. Credit to you and your wife.
Touch her and I'll crush your balls into a fine paste.
Right, wasn't really where I was going with that, but moving on. Say, you look like a strong chap. Reckon you could shift that small urn out the front?
Yeah, easy that one, no problem. Move those in the strongman comps all the time.
Wow, impressive.
That's nothing, mate. I could go bigger than that.
I will smell you later. Hello, young lady.
Whatever.
How are you finding the manor? Pretty cool, huh? I suppose you're WhatsApping all your chums. Let them know to get down here, stat.
Oh my god, no. I'm telling them to stay away because it's so boring. Like, I don't have time for this old crap. I need to work on my social media presence. I need to tell my followers what I'm wearing.
Right, well, I'm sure the Earl's hunting collection will be of great interest then. Listen, love, I'm down with the kids and everything, but I'm not actually allowed to let you blow bubbles in the house. Could get on the exhibits.
Oh, what? That is so unfair. I've seen a little girl around here eating an apple, innit?
That is a completely different situation for some reason. I'm afraid I have to insist.
Fine. Have the stupid bubblegum. Don't want it anyway.
I'll let you get back to your teenage brooding. Good morning, madam.
My name is Sandra. Please use it.
What do you make of the house?
It intrigues me. The walls, the paintings, they have memories, but they've forgotten them, like a fading dream.
Right, that's what I think too, yeah. Are you visiting alone?
Oh yes, I'm an explorer of sorts. I travel the world looking for clarity in places of confusion. I'm afraid it doesn't leave much time for companionship.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a free spirit. I go where the wind blows, sometimes directly into the wind if I change my mind.
One must always be true to one's goals. Do not fight the wind. Let it fight for you.
I will take my leave, my good lady. It's a bloody massive decorative urn made of granite. There's something wedged behind it. Looks like one of the Earl's hunting trophies. Open sesame. That looks like a walrus trophy. Could be handy, I suppose. Some mother in sports gear. There's nothing less attractive than a sweaty woman over 40. Now I lack the physique to move that monster. Hello, Kevin, you big strapping example of a man, you.
You alright?
I guess you probably couldn't move that urn in the garden. Bigger than the last one. Beyond your level of strength, I'm guessing.
I reckon I could do it. Done. It's moved an inch.
I'm slightly turned on right now, which is very confusing.
Dad, you pillock. Stop moving stuff. Mum's not going to cancel the divorce just because you can marginally shift heavy items.
Oi, enough out of you. You're getting some culture, so shut it.
I will smell you later. I can't collect anything from it with my hands. That would be ridiculous. The kitchen was a thriving hub of activity during the time of the Seymours. Cooks under their employ famously prepared 100 pheasants after the Great Pheasant Hunt of 1838 to feed the entire village of Diddling. Hello, Kevin, you big strapping example of a man, you.
You alright?
I will not moving that in a Hello, Kevin, you big strapping example of a man, you.
You alright?
I will smell you later. It's a bloody massive decorative urn made of granite. There's something wedged behind it. Looks like one of the Earl's hunting trophies. Hello, Kevin, you big strapping example of a man, you.
Yeah, alright.
Got another challenge for you. This bad boy in the Great Hall. Biggest urn here.
Yeah, I'm warmed up now, no problem.
Dad, you muppet. You're not competing in Dagenham's Strongest Man anymore.
Those accusations were baseless and never proven. I was robbed of that trophy. Yes. Ow, that really hurts.
Luckily, your sacrifice was not in vain. I can now get this hunting trophy that had become stuck behind the urn. I will smell you later. The painting in the entryway depicts Lord and Lady Seymour on their great expedition to Siberia in 1843, where they hunted walruses amongst coastal ice floes and danced with the locals until the small hours. Looks like a gay old time. Hello there.
All right, boyo?
How's your tour of the house going? Any particular exhibits caught your attention?
No, not really. I'm mainly here for her net. You know, a bit of culture's good for a young mind.
Absolutely. Never too young to learn about fascinating historical figures with a possibly sordid history.
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's like a soap.
Well, don't believe everything you read. Unless it's on the premises, in which case it's irrefutable fact. I'm sorry, but you can't be drinking isotonic sports drinks in the house. The chemicals you're ingesting are highly corrosive.
I know, I love it. It's how I replenish my body after 16 hours of running.
Well, you are looking very lean. Certainly nowhere near the chubby decadence of the Victorian aristocracy. Anyway, I'm afraid I do have to confiscate those plastic straws. The Diddling estate aims for an absolute zero on its carbon footprint. Those bastards won't biodegrade for a millennium.
You can have them if you promise to shut up.
What's with the lycra?
My body is a temple. Come worship me. No, only joking. I could be your mother.
Actually, my age hasn't really been established, so it could be viable, we don't know.
Oh, you're a cheeky one. You should come down my gym in the valleys. It's called Bryn's Bunnies. We also do volleyball and judo.
No, you're all right. I'll stick with a steady slope towards sedentary morbid obesity. Excuse me, I'm needed elsewhere. Well, hello there, little one. Say, could I have that apple?
No, it's mine. My apple.
Do you like the house? Learning lots about the rich history of the Seymours?
You've got funny hair.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, little girl. I've got this pink bubble gum. Much nicer than that apple.
You have this and I have that.
Hello, welcome to Diddling Manor. Did you have a good journey?
Yeah, Mr. Tanaka.
What do you make of Diddling Manor so far? Quite something, isn't she? A mystery for all to enjoy.
Okay.
Mr. Tanaka, the master bedroom is a fantastic room to visit. They've got some great sheets in there.
Okay, master bedroom.
I'll let you get back to your confusion. The kitchen garden was much loved by Lady Mary during her time at Diddling. She could often be found mucking in with the gardeners and the chefs, poring over the latest exotic forms of plant life that she could grow here in the soil. Few things made her happier than hosting dinner parties. Her favourite being the time she had Queen Victoria round for a girls' night, a painting of which is depicted in the Great Hall. There's nothing in this soil. There's nothing in this soil. Looks like there's already something buried under here. Looks like part of a document. Let's see what's behind here. An antique toilet. Nice. I suppose I could find a use for this. The so-called guest bedroom. The Seymours stuck all their crap in here. When Charles Dickens stayed over for one of his infamous all-night benders, he defiled the chamber pot found in this room. It's a depiction of Lady Seymour and a young Queen Victoria stuffing their faces at dinner. This painting is from 1837, depicting Lady Seymour dining with Queen Victoria at Didling to celebrate her coronation. Lady Seymour often remarked that her girls' night with the Queen was one of her favourite occasions. They began with wine before tucking into braised ox hearts, followed by apple syllabub. After realising they were proper hammered, they took tea in the garden before passing out in the pond. The Earl and Countess entertained many a famed guest for dinner in their intimate dining room. The ceiling fresco is an original part of the house, a depiction of the goddess Athena mud wrestling with a tiger to celebrate the birthday of the 5th Earl. The most famous dinner eaten here was, of course, the Great Boar Feast of 1853. After a tour of Central Europe, the Seymours returned having hunted a boar said to be 12 feet long. A trophy of the boar's fearsome head was constructed for display in the billiard room, but was sadly lost during house renovations. The Seymours often entertained their guests in the drawing room after dinner. Lord Seymour was a talented musician and would often play for friends of the family. They included Lady Smythe, a prominent socialite, Lord Farthing, an erstwhile explorer, and Lady Gardner, an equestrienne and polo player of some note. It is said that the Earl penned an exotic and futuristic piece of music in honour of his wife that stunned his audience. This was sadly lost around the time of Lord Seymour's very public betrayal of his wife. I can't reach it, it's too high. This wine is from the time of the Seymours. The bottle's seen better days, looks like it could shatter any moment. And this is a new shirt. I'll just connect these straws together into a makeshift hose and feed it through the dumbwaiter here. There we go. I could send liquids down this now. This wine is too fragile to carry around. I'm gonna put it back on the table. I'll put this here so I can collect anything I drain off. Here we go. I think I can drain the wine into the chamber pot. Excuse me, madam.
What is it?
Are you enjoying your time in the house?
It's terrific. Listen, if I have any questions, I'll ask you. I expect you to know what you're talking about.
All right, well, let me know if any of the exhibits pique your interest. I notice you're American tourists. Yee-haw.
Funny guy. That's right. We love coming over here to see the stately homes. The real ones are so expensive now, but this place, it's so quiet and cheap. I love it.
How nice of you to say how quiet and cheap we are. I will. Some irritating American tourist, the type that won't shut up. Also, I hate bum bags.
Tell me, young man, is the fresco on the ceiling an original feature of the house?
Yes, it is actually. Quite a wild and vivid scene it portrays, don't you think?
It's awesome. Buck, I want a painting of a tiger on my ceiling. Also, me naked.
Sure, Nancy, whatever you say. I'll get right on that when pigs start flying out of my ass.
I heard that.
Good morning, sir.
I don't let nobody call me sir. The name's Buck.
All right, Buck.
Better.
What do you think of Diddling Manor so far? Does it meet American expectations of grandeur?
Nope, I've been to the Pasadena Rose Bowl. That can hold 90,000 people. You'll be lucky to get 13 in here.
Right, fair point. It's not really about capacity though, is it?
Nope. I've also been to the Empire State Building. That's 1,500 feet tall. This place is tiny.
Yeah, another great insight. Again, not really about being tall.
You're right, it's not. I've also been to the Grand Canyon, which is...
I'll forget it. I can hear a lot of change in your shores.
Yes, it's damn British money. What do you call it, pounds? Keeps weighing me down. Maybe I can offload to the gift store before I fly out of here.
A terrific idea. There's a couple of good fridge magnets in there for a bon vivant like yourself. I've got stuff to do elsewhere, so I'll leave you to it.
Don't be a stranger.
It's Lord and Lady Seymour in painting form. Strange how they always look so young in every painting. The Long Gallery, a collection of artworks collected by the Seymours. The most famous exhibit is the large central portrait depicting the great couple themselves. This was, of course, painted before the Earl went crazy and supposedly murdered his wife. Great Expectations, Volume 1. A first edition from 1861 after it was previously serialised. And it's signed by Dickens himself. Dear Mary, it says, thanks for the retweet. Loving those cat videos, by the way. Love, Chazzy D. P.S. Great party last night. I was sick everywhere. Lol. Lord Seymour was a keen hunter and collected many trophies on his famed hunting trips to exotic locales. He liked nothing more than to show off his prizes to his society friends over a game of billiards and a brandy. The carpet in this room is a recreation because the original was skagged by a careless builder in the renovation of the house in 1954. The trophy of the elk in this room dates back to 1851, when the Seymours made an Atlantic crossing to explore the Rocky Mountains and hunted with an indigenous tribe. A big pointy stick is useful in literally any scenario.
There you are. You're the guide, aren't you?
That's what my badge says.
The carpet in this room is wonderful. It's so warm and vibrant. Is it an original piece from the time of the Seymours?
Yes, it is. It's the exact carpet they played billiards on in 1847.
Then why is there a manufacturer's label saying made in 1952?
Not sure. I think I'm needed in the master bedroom all of a sudden.
What a boob.
The Seymours' main bedroom is a continuation of the ornate Jacobean style seen through the rest of the house. Lady Seymour's maids could often be heard hauling chamber pots up and down the stairs of the Great Hall on account of the Countess's infamously weak bladder. It's said that when the Earl attempted to win back Lady Seymour's affection with an ornate pendant, she hurled it from this window into the grounds below. Looks like there's some bedtime reading under this pillow. A dog training book, naturally. No, I don't need ladies' clothing. There's something up on top of this wardrobe. Right, this should get it down. It's part of a document. This is sheet music. It's a piece written by the Earl. Maybe we should have a recital on the piano in the drawing room. Mr. Tanaka and family, good to see you again. Have you thought about visiting the billiard room? There's some wonderful panelling in there.
Okay, billiard room.
I'll let you get back to your confusion. Mr. Tanaka and family, good to see you again. Have you thought about jumping up and down a bit? You get great acoustics in this room. I think you'd really get a kick out of it.
Okay, jump.
What is it?
I will take my leave.
Tell me, young man, is the fresco on the ceiling an original feature of the house?
No. Vandals got in last week and painted this one. Oh, if I could get my hands on them.
That's clearly not true. You, sir, are what we call in the States a moron.
I can get it now it's fallen down. There we go. 4 trophies, arranged in the chronological order in which they were hunted. What the? I've triggered some sort of Victorian hologram of Lord Seymour. Victorian hologram?
Personal log, 14th of Squall, lunchtime. We surveyed planet K-12 and found a mostly primitive culture, except for a small island nation undergoing a massive industrial revolution. Muton Command is concerned about the potential of K-12 to mobilize an invasion fleet within the next 50 solar years. As instructed, we have infiltrated the island nation to conduct extended surveillance. Local calendars indicate the year is 1832. To remain undercover, we have killed 2 prominent figures and assumed their identities and voices. They were Lord and Lady Seymour. It is somewhat useful that as mutons we can alter our genetic structure just once in our lifetimes to mimic another creature we encounter. My companion and I are of course both female, but I have chosen to impersonate the male for the purposes of our mission.
This is unbelievable. Aliens were in Diddling? There's nothing to... Interesting idea. I think I could hook onto that tea caddy with this cue. Bingo bango, a load of tea for me. I didn't bring any money to buy this. I'll happily nick stuff from the house, but I do have standards. Also, she's watching.
Hello, young man. Tell me, is the style in this room Elizabethan or Jacobean?
Elizabethan, I'm pretty sure, is the correct answer.
Of course it's not. The pilasters are all wrong for a start.
Boy, you are an idiot. Buck, I had no idea you knew about classical architecture.
Yeah, I saw one of them documentaries on cable, because I couldn't find the porn channel.
What you get up to in your own home, sir, is your own business. A word to the wise, mobile phone, yeah?
That's it. Boy, you are beyond useless. This place is an absolute disgrace to your country. Come on, Buck. We're leaving. Here, you can have my ticket. I won't be needing it anymore.
Here, I found you a ticket so you can visit the house.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I haven't been in this house before.
Well, what can I say, sweetheart? I think you're going to love the library. Pure Dickens.
Sounds great. Maybe you'll show me the more interesting pieces.
Count on it. I'm sure the ghosts of the kitchen staff won't miss this. Let's see now. If I shake out the soil from the flower bed with this sieve... What have we here? This looks like the heart pendant the Earl gave to Lady Seymour. Yeah, I could just leave it here, but clearly I'm going to take it. This painting is from 1837, depicting Lady Seymour dining with Queen Victoria at Didling to celebrate her coronation. Lady Seymour often remarked that her girls' night with the Queen was one of her favourite occasions. They began with wine before tucking into braised ox hearts, followed by apple syllabub. After realising they were proper hammered, they took tea in the garden before passing out in the pond. There, that has to be it. 4 items buried in the kitchen garden in the order they were originally consumed. Oh, looks like I've triggered another hologram.
With our survey craft launched at the bottom of the lake, I've dismantled it to construct a secret surveillance post in Didling Manor. The staff here are gullible and simple and suspect no foul play. After 3 years on this planet, I've seen many of its wonders, from planting surveillance monitors across its surface. Travelling with Mary to exotic locales provides me such wonderful pleasures. We hunt, ride, enjoy art, literature and music, and have wonderful friends. Of course, on Mutonia it is forbidden for 2 females to enter into a life bond together, but here on this planet, play it out under the pretense of man and wife. Perhaps we can be the Seymours after all.
Incredible. So they literally took over their lives and became the Seymours. I didn't bring any money to buy this. I'll happily nick stuff from the house, but I do have standards. Also, she's watching. Ah, American tourists, so humble, so much quiet reverence and solemn respect for our rich history. His massive pockets are rattling with change. Now, let's see. A small incision in his pockets should be enough to lighten his load. Well, hey, cash back. If anything, I've done him a favour by removing foreign currency, which is essentially useless to him. I'll just go and pay for this. Thanks for that, lady behind the till. Sorry, haven't met before and I get the feeling you're not relevant to the rest of my adventure. Hello, Sandra.
Hello again.
I've got something that might interest you, Sandra. It's a piece of music we're going to perform in the drawing room, written by the Earl.
Really? That does sound wonderful. I would very much like to attend.
I will take my leave, my good lady. I'll set this up on the music stand. I'll set this up on the music stand. How are you liking the library, Penelope?
Oh, it's so good.
Have you seen the first edition of Great Expectations? Quite the treasure.
I have. It's amazing and signed as well. My favourite Dickens quote is from that book. I loved her against reason, against promise, against peace, against hope, against happiness, against all discouragement that could be. Probably reflects how Lady Mary felt.
Interesting insight. My thoughts exactly. So, if you're here, presumably you're done with the book you were reading.
Oh yes, I just finished it actually. Would you like to read it?
Sure, why not? Kind of a book buff myself. I love it in here. This is possibly my favourite room in the house.
I completely understand. It just reeks of history and broken promises.
And dust mites. Don't go anywhere. Hello there.
All right, boyo?
Now, you're obviously a woman of great musical taste.
I love music from all around the world, I do. From Tom Jones all the way to Catatonia.
Right, well, anyway, we're putting on a little performance in the drawing room. I think you'll like it.
Tidy.
Excuse me, I'm needed elsewhere. Hello, young lady.
Whatever.
Listen, there's going to be a bit of a jam session down in the drawing room in a bit. Going to be pretty chilled. Fancy it?
What? No.
Come on, it's going to be well fresh. We're going to be streaming live on social media.
Yeah? How many followers you got?
Millions, I think. Hashtag diddling rocks.
Alright, if it's going viral, then maybe. Better be good, otherwise I'm going to post a really bad review.
Oh, it's going viral, definitely. I'll let you get back to your teenage brooding. This is an original Steinway, circa 1854. There's sheet music here. The notes are A, E, G, B. It's inscribed. Dear John, hope you're having a cracking time tinkling on the old ivories. Your pal Heinrich. Let's play this piece the Earl wrote. That's it. The correct piece played for the same audience that originally heard it. What's this? Another recorded log made by the Earl. Or rather his alien replacement.
The year is 1861. Our signal to mute on command has failed. The satellite we left in orbit must have malfunctioned. We are effectively stranded here forever, but this is really no longer a concern, as Mary and I are now a genuine couple. It has been nearly 30 years since we became the Seymours, and of course we haven't aged a day. Our youth is noted daily by the locals, who seem to doubt their own memories of our appearance. I have attached a beard to my face in an attempt to assimilate the aging process native to this planet, but Mary's youthful countenance cannot be diminished. Dickens was here again yesterday, gallivanting with Mary in the library, waffling on about how many children he has. Mary and I cannot procreate. Without returning to the Muton hive and finding males, that would be impossible. But on this planet, in this society, producing an heir seems to be held above all other ambitions.
So they wanted an alien child to take over Diddling. Fair enough, I can't imagine what went wrong. Hello, Sandra.
Hello again.
What did you make of that? The vision of Lord Seymour that spoke?
I saw nothing, only a burst of light. Perhaps you have been chosen for this message.
I will take my leave, my good lady. How are you liking the library, Penelope?
Oh, it's so good.
Have you seen the first edition of Great Expectations? Quite the treasure.
I have. It's amazing and signed as well. My favourite Dickens quote is from that book. I loved her against reason, against promise, against peace, against hope, against happiness, against all discouragement that could be. Probably reflects how Lady Mary felt.
Interesting insight. My thoughts exactly. Don't go anywhere. That's it. The books are arranged in the same order as the Dickens quote. Another hologram. Finally. Now what happened to the Seymours?
This will be my last log. I have made a terrible mistake. In my desperation to produce an heir with Mary, I turned to a young maid in my employ who was heavy with child. I thought I could woo her into offering me her unborn offspring, but she refused and fled. I gave pursuit to ask for forgiveness, but of course scandal spreads quickly in a small village. They found the body a few days later. She surely died by her own hand, but the locals and the staff have turned on me. Mary has said she cannot forgive me, and she has left Diddling to live out the rest of her existence elsewhere. So, with a heavy heart, I've closed Diddling Manor permanently. The staff have been released from their service. I haven't decided what I'll do yet. Maybe I'll travel too. Maybe I'll see how the history of this planet plays out. Mary, I have left you these logs so that if you ever return, perhaps you'll find the compassion within yourself to forgive me.
Wow, that was long and boring. So he didn't murder them, poor bastard. Let's see if I can find those old tour guides and I can finish for the day.
Who is it? How did you all get in here?
I'm the new tour guide. I was just investigating.
Then you're out of luck. You're staying here permanently.
I'm thinking that's what happened to those two decaying corpses over there. Let me guess, the last two guides.
I couldn't let them leave after what they saw here. You shouldn't have come, not now.
You're Lord Seymour, aren't you? I mean, not the real John Seymour, but an alien imposter that lived out most of his adult life.
I see you found my logs. They weren't for you to find. They weren't for any of you.
She's long gone, my friend, trust me. What are you still doing here?
Oh, I've been monitoring surveillance for the last, 150 years or so. I've watched the human race slowly tear itself apart.
I would have thought you'd have got peckish after 150 years.
Mutons do not eat. It's simpler for the story to just go with it at this point.
Right, so you said I shouldn't have come now. Why now?
Because my satellite in orbit just reactivated, using your space station up there. I can transmit to Muton Command again.
I see. And you'll tell them... Oh, sorry, Sandra, no visitors in this section of the house.
Mary, is that you?
Oh, John, look at you. I remember now. I remember everything. All the time we spent together.
This has taken a slightly odd turn.
Mary, where have you been? I looked for you. I searched this planet for more than a century trying to reach you.
I've lived 4 lifetimes since I was Mary Seymour. That life was all but forgotten, but something has awoken in me, calling me to return here.
It was our satellite, Mary. It has resumed its transmission.
You look terrible and pasty. Why are you still here?
I had to stay. I had to see if you would come back to forgive me.
Then you're still as foolish now as when I left. Are you intending to send a report to Muton Command?
Oh, I am. They will get the truth, that this planet is doomed. War, climate change, homicidal dictators. A Muton attack force has to be summoned.
Can you hear yourself? This isn't the 19th century anymore. You can't hang on to that mission any longer, or that life.
Stay here, with me. We can orchestrate the attack from this outpost and become the Seymours again.
I won't go back, John. It's time for the failsafe device.
No, you can't. It hasn't come to that.
Hate to break up the reunion and everything, but what are you talking about?
In the event of our capture, we installed a failsafe device that would destroy everything. The manor, our satellite, our research, our surveillance monitors, all of it. There would be no trace left that we ever came here, and this planet would be safe.
Don't do this, Mary.
This isn't our world, and it never was. It's time to let go. This moron over here's already seen what we did to it.
I object to the term moron. I prefer innocent bystander.
He could tell anyone about us. They wouldn't believe him. We can only activate the failsafe device together.
You're dooming yourself as well as me. Why would you do this? Why end your existence now with me?
Because I loved you against reason, against promise.
Against peace, against hope, yada yada yada, we know the quote. I think I'm going to leave now.
The manor, the paintings, the books, the priceless artifacts.
Yeah, I've decided the job's not for me after all, and I'm probably not going to come in tomorrow. We should still meet up for a leaving drink, though. I'll see you down the Bishop's Elbow a bit later.
One day he was here. One day.
Wait, I've changed my mind. Maybe we could get that drink. I don't even know your name.
And you never will.